afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's lovely to see you all. This is a very special occasion for us. They all are, really. We've got a combined choral forces there with the West Gippsland Chorale and the Heidelberg Choral Society today. There should be 134 up there. If there's not, I want to know about it. But anyway, it's very nice of you to come. The first piece we're doing on the program, I don't want to say anything about it all, except that it's never been performed as you see it now, with double choir and orchestra and two soloists. The same forces, almost the same forces as the Brahms Requiem. That's why they go together so well. To tell you all about the discovery of this particular work, I've asked a very, very close friend of mine, Michael Loughlin, who's the son of the composer, and Michael's come down with his wife Fiona from Darwin for these concerts, and he's coming to Warragul next week to see the Warragul one as well. But I'd like to welcome Michael to the stage to tell you the story of this work's discovery. Please welcome Michael Loughlin.
You don't need to applaud, I haven't done anything. Thank you. My father, George Loughlin, was one of those all-round musicians. He was a teacher, pianist, organist, conductor, composer, and administrator. And several of the orchestra members behind me knew him when he was Professor of Music at Melbourne University in the 60s and 70s. And I think one or two choir members knew him as well, so that's great. I never realised, I think until probably long after his death, about his abilities and skills as a composer. And when I discovered this particular work of his St Cecilia's Day, that had been resting in the Durham University archives for 60 years, never performed, managed to find or get the librarian to pull that manuscript score out of the archives, and I've said something about the process or the pathway of this music in the program. But from that point, from 1948 when he wrote it, to around about 10 years ago, the music was brought out of the archives. It was photographed. Every single page of the 126 pages of manuscript score was photographed by the librarian at Durham and put onto a CD and sent out to me. And from there it went to a typesetter by the name of Glenn Davies, a brilliant man, and he got to his computer, put it all onto the computer so that it could be printed out, the score could be printed out, the orchestra parts could be printed out, and a vocal score could be arranged or could be created so that the choirs could rehearse it. So that process has taken quite a few years, and for me to see it come to fruition just in the last couple of years has been quite special. I also discovered some chamber music works of my father that he wrote over the years, and many of these were recorded last year in Perth by the wonderful Darlington String Quartet. And the result of that is that the CD has been created by Toccata Classics in London, and that has just been released, and also it is available on Spotify. So, you know, the George Loughlin career as a composer has certainly, you know, come into my life in the last couple of years, which is fantastic. I'd also like to thank Peter and the Warragul Choir and the Heidelberg Choir for taking this on, and for the orchestra for embracing the work. So I hope they've enjoyed it. I've been getting the message that they have. It's a very special occasion for me as the very first performance of the original version. Last year in Darwin we did a smaller version with a reduced orchestration with choir up there, and that went down extremely well with everybody, performers and audience alike. So I'm hoping that you're really going to enjoy this afternoon. Now, what else do I have to say? Something about phones, do I, Peter? Turn off your phones, please. And so thanks to everybody involved, Rebecca and Chris, the soloists who've embraced this work and have learnt it and obviously spent a lot of time on it. They sound fantastic. The rehearsal the other night was really quite special, and I'm certainly looking forward to hearing this. I hand over to you, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you.